winning is everything. And it's about the only thing that former Rookie of the Year and fourth-year pro Bill O'Neill has failed to do. A few weeks back, he lost in the Motor City Open to Chris Barnes here at the World Series of Bowling. Today, O'Neill is back, hoping his 12th TV show will be the charm in a tournament that he nearly won last year, the Chameleon Championship. To get back to the final, he'll have to defeat a Hall of Famer in Chameleon Championship. From Detroit and the historic Thunderbolt lanes, the World Series of Bowling rolls on now. Back in the Motor City for Week 5, the PBA's inaugural World Series of Bowling. Today it's the Chameleon Championship. And Randy, if you're the oil, prepare to be moved, beat on, and pounded on, because we have some high-rev, high-horsepower guys on the show.
Yeah, Rob, you're right. If there was no oil on the lanes, you would see sparks coming out from underneath these players' bowling balls, starting with Sean Rash. High-powered player, big backswing, a lot of ball speed. Ronnie Russell, same mold. Big backswing, a lot of power. Chameleon Championship makes his return back to the tour as an exempt player, and Bill O'Neill making his second telecast.
Side story here, which may become a major story, is Chameleon Championship, the Hall of Famer, battling a nasty forearm injury.
And you're right, and I spoke with Chameleon Championship. He doesn't know if he's going to be able to go.
Right now, I'm just, I have really no expectation. It hurts a lot. Fortunately, you know, the lanes are hooking. I cannot put too much rev on the ball. I don't need to put that much rev on the ball anyways, but it's really, I really have to concentrate and not think about the pain, but it's really painful right now.
Chameleon injured during his quarterfinal match. We'll have more on that a little bit later. Here are the competitors on today's show. Semi number 1, Rash versus Russell, then O'Neill, Monticelli. In the women's final, part of the PBA Women's Series presented by Bowl.com, it'll be CDB, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard taking on Shannon Pluhowski. Time now for our semifinal 1 introductions.
He is looking for his first Lumber Liquidators PBA Tour title. He owns 3 PBA regionals, 3 top 10 finishes last year from Indianapolis, Indiana. Please welcome Ronnie Russell. His opponent has 4 titles, including the 07 Masters for 1 major. He's a 4-time member of Team USA. 2-time All-America at Wichita State for Wichita, Kansas. Like him or not, Sean Rash.
Take a look now at our quarterfinal bracket. Love that Rash entrance, by the way. Rash took care of Chad Kloss in the quarters. Bill O'Neill dispatched Walter Ray Williams Jr. Monticelli by Andres Gomez, and Russell defeating Brian Kretzer. Russell will start us off here in semifinal number 1. And both Russell and Rash, as part of our PBA Inside Angle here, both wearing earpieces and microphones. We can talk to them throughout semifinal number 1 today.
4-9 split.
And a tough opening leave for Russell to start off semifinal number 1.
Just want to stay clean, man. Top of that.
29-year-old from Indianapolis, 7th year on the tour, winless on the tour so far.
Oh, the lights.
See him looking up at the lights. I don't know if that's looking for an excuse on why he starts with an open frame 8.
I think one of the lights up top may have flickered, but hey, Ronnie, welcome to television.
No one said it was easy under the lights. Sean Rash from Wichita, Kansas, 4 titles.
Bless you.
27-year-old in the midst of his 5th year on the PBA Tour.
And this guy doesn't hold anything back with his bowling ball either.
Dun-dun-dun, Shane. I hear you, buddy.
Thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
A little bit through the nose there.
Yeah.
Good start.
Yeah, real heavy on the head pin, Rob, leaving the 4-6-7. Now watch him matriculate this spare ball down the lane. That's fast.
That's not a Sunday stroll. So both Russell and Rash start with open frames in the first. Time now for our lumber liquidators. Know the wood, the chameleon oil pattern this week, Randy.
39 feet in length. Remember, all the patterns were tweaked this season, and this pattern got real tough. As the week progressed, only 300 games, but very flat. Don't let that graph fool you. These lanes played extremely flat side to side.
First strike of this match, he took some time away from the lanes during the brief off-season. Said, you know, I wanted to make my mental game stronger, get back to where it was a few years ago when the things weren't getting in my head. Things like balking that he had big issue with last season, Randy.
You can see the powerful stroke of Sean Rash playing the 25th, 26th board on the left side of the lane.
4-6-7 split.
4-6-7 split for Russell, who finished 25th on the PBA point list last season, which retained his exemption.
Yeah, and he did that by missing the first 6 events he wasn't eligible for, and he still finished in the 20s. So, you know, what a nice season that Ronnie had. You know, it's interesting that Ronnie's choosing to play the lanes about 2 arrows straighter than Sean is. You see what Sean Rash is doing? He does what he likes to do, and that's get in and wheel on it. Really throw that big banana hook. Ronnie Russell, on the other hand, is about 10 boards to the right, and he said the key for him is to roll the ball out in front of the pocket. So in order to do that, he has to keep his hand underneath the back of the ball and roll it real heavy. As you can see, both had the same end result.
Gets his first strike.
That's a good start after going back-to-back open frames. He needs to get something going now, Rob.
So Rash steps up in the third, working off a strike, trying to match Russell's strike. A great start he had in his TV career, 7-0, 0-2 since then.
Sean's just going to get way inside and wail on it today. I mean, he sees how flat this ugly oil pattern has turned out to be, and he's like, well, I can try to go real straight and firm, or I can just move in and bang on it.
Another open frame for Rash. And we are even through 3.
Come on.
Hey, Rob, this is just a brain cramp. This is what happens when your mind gets overoccupied by trying to figure out how to hit the pocket. He loses focus and concentration and whiffs a very easy spare.
We begin the fourth.
Oof. And that just makes things worse. When you're bowling on a tough oil pattern, it's hard to get to the pocket, and then when you do, you don't strike. It's like salt in the wound.
What is so tough about this chameleon oil pattern?
Extremely flat. Middle's that hook. The outside part of the lane is tight.
Got that one.
Picks up that spare.
Sean, how tough is this oil pattern?
I don't know if it's oil pattern is being tough or it's us not getting out of our own way right now. It's all about feeling frames, and neither one of us done a good job so far, our first 3 frames.
Regardless, it is going to be a battle as this one continues. We'll be back with semifinal number 2 between Rash and Russell after this. The PBA Chameleon Championship is brought to you by Lumber Liquidators, hardwood flooring for less. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By Bear Aspirin, expect wonders. And by the United States Bowling Congress, the all-new bowl.com, your online source for all things bowling. Log on to bowl.com today.